Philosophers used to talk about something called the sublime, and it's sort of a deep sense of awe. And something like that happens out here, and I can't find any other words to capture it. People with tears coming down their face, crying and yelling and screaming, and the whole works. We get this huge emotional outburst when the whales go by, and my sense is that there's something real deep that hits us, that goes beyond just saying, wow, they're awesome. So maybe sublime is the appropriate phrase here. Maybe a poet could do a better job of capturing that than a scientist can.
The Soundwatch program is very important to the local community. The southern resident killer whales are listed as endangered species, and really everything needs to be done that possibly can be done to protect them. And Soundwatch plays a significant and important role in doing just that.
Soundwatch has been an international model. There was not another program like it when we started. To have a team of 2 to 4 people on the water every day in a small craft that's handing off the Be Whale Wise guidelines, educating recreational boaters, and it's a daily on-the-water education program that's providing stewardship for these whales. The whales don't have a voice. They can't stand up and say, here are the rights we want protected, but Soundwatch can be out there and try to speak for them.
Vessel disturbance affects their behavior, so it changes their behavior. And whether that means that they have to go through an obstacle course to be able to get that one fish that they're chasing after, or they might miss a seal because the seal went underneath the boat and the boat kind of created a block for that whale's behavior. But it could just mean that the vessel... Acoustics. It could just mean that the vessel's noise, acoustics, inhibits their ability to communicate with each other and the ability to rest as much as they need to. But their survival is based on their success at foraging and their ability to rest and communicate with each other.
I think they provide an educational platform that's crucial for the survival of these animals.
Soundwatch was created in 1993, and it was started as an effort when they realized that there was a lot of vessel pressure around the whales, and as a community we could find a way to voluntarily regulate our own actions and operations on the water to better protect the whales.
The creativity that went into developing Soundwatch with Kerry Koski and Rich Osborne back in the early days was just tremendous, and I think they put a solid foundation on Soundwatch that we see the results of today, many years later.
Twice an hour, Soundwatch stops the educational context and takes a moment to just characterize the scene through a data collection process. It is important science that's helping us understand how many vessels are around the whales, what kind of vessels they are, what types of activities they're engaged in, what are the whales doing, how are they grouped, what behaviors are they involved in. Through that process, Soundwatch has not only been able to help characterize critical habitat, but also how the whales are using it and what are the best practices for operating vessels around the whales. When do they seem to interfere with behavior? So if we move back a little bit, does it influence that? So it helps inform and kind of fine-tune those Be Whale Wise voluntary guidelines, but it's also been used by local, state, and federal agencies to enact regulations.
My feeling is that the most interesting events are yet to come, and that as we look at vocalizations, for example, I have a feeling that there will be some occurrences pop out that we weren't expecting. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm convinced that it's going to take various different partnerships to protect the southern resident whales. It's going to require help from government agencies, state, local, and federal, and it's going to require help from non-governmental programs like Soundwatch. And hopefully everybody working together will achieve what everybody wants, and that's perpetuation of this unique species.
Being able to look at this ecosystem as a whole, I think that the whales are extremely important in bringing that to people's attention, but we all can do our part, whether we're on the water or off the water. But when it comes to the threats that these whales face, toxicity levels, acoustic vessel disturbance, and prey availability, if we just work a little bit harder, it's something that I think every little bit of action can help. And Soundwatch welcomes any volunteers that want to come out on the boat with us and see what we do. So I just encourage people to get out there and have a better understanding of this ecosystem and come on out with Soundwatch.